And welcome back to Napoleon Total War with the Era Chapters mod. Last time around, we sandwiched an army that was besieging Breslau up here in Silesia, and we also brought a stinging blow to the Austrians as we took control of the Tyrol region and the town of Innsbruck. And since then we marched on, and we're now just here on the border trying to get some extra replenishment before we end turn, and for the next turn hopefully jump directly to take over Venice. Meanwhile, we do have Austrians gathering here. It seems like they're continuously marching towards here. I have, though, moved Alexander Lichtenberg and his army to set up a hiding spot right here in the woods. So it might be that we start off this video with the first battle being an ambush battle right here. Something that also happened in between, because I did end turn once to prepare, is that the Austrian Navy turned up again. Now, some of these ships lack guns, or seemingly this one lacks a lot of guns, but we have another 180, so it seems like the Austrian Navy is back in force. So I've gone and retreated my navy from that island, and it linked up with 3 ships that came anew from our home port. So now I've got 5 ships, 2 which are slightly battered from previous fighting, and then 3 new ones. We are waiting for another 80-gun ship, which brings us up to 6 80-gun ships. And then there's supposed to be 2 of these smaller frigates coming in as well, that hopefully will make sure that we turn the tide in that battle. And then also, yes, big thing was last turn, uprising against the French was researched, which now allow me a ton of new specialty units, which can be moved into the armies. I'm thinking mostly it's going to be moved into Holz's army, because Holz's army lacks a few different types of troops, or they could actually be used, now when I think about it, they could all be put into the 4th full stack, which is needed. So we've got Jaegers, we've got even more Jaegers, some light troops and so on, and then a bunch of specialists. We've now got 3 Hussars ready to be recruited. No guns, unfortunately. I don't think there was any guns here, were they? Let's go ahead and take a look at this list again. No guns, but there are some cavalry, some lancers, dragoons, the only lancer actually we have, and a little bit jealous there of the Austrians was sending a load of lancers against us. Now I get my own, but other than that, there's nothing more really to be said. This is the current view. We are at war with the Austrians and their allies, the Ottomans, which is a bit odd pairing. Russia has managed to seize one of the rebel territories here. Could actually mean that the Russians are serious, because before there was this territory, and this territory, the rebelled. This created its own kingdom. But now, as the Russians have recaptured this from the rebels, it could be that there's a major push by the Russians to actually do a land offensive against the Ottomans. And, I mean, the Russians really have a hankering, if you can call it that, for the capturing of Constantinople. Or Istanbul. Or whatever you'd like to call it. But with that, we have nothing really to do right now. I'd have no money to recruit any special troops anyways, and no movement points anywhere to move any troops right now. So let's go ahead and end turn, see what the enemy comes up with. Hopefully we'll ambush these guys over here, and we'll have a smooth march just straight up, take Venice, and Bob's your uncle. We hand it over to the Italians. The Italians have been very reluctant. They've been at war with the Austrians, and the Austrians have clearly been moving against them. It's kind of interesting how the Austrian Navy goes to block their, or the Austrians go here to block their trade port, while the Italians go here and block this trade port. Which is kind of interesting. Like, they seem to miss each other. They somehow manage to go through here. It's kind of tight area. How are they missing each other? I do imagine maybe the Italian fleet was already down here for some reason, and the Austrians might be coming out from Split, because that's where they build them naval ships, and they've gone through. Or if it was the Austrians who went really quickly here, while the Italians kind of been missed. And why am I... We don't need to go into long... completely pointless. It is neither here nor there. Let's just go ahead and end turn then. And see what our enemies come up with. Well, wouldn't you know it? My plan worked perfectly. You are no match for me. I have managed to, once again, ambush, outwit my enemies. They walk right into my traps. Ambush it is. I've got 6,000 men surrounding. That guy kind of looks like... What's he called? Why can't I remember it? He's in Lord of the Rings and James Bond, the man with the golden gun. Doesn't it look a bit like him? He's also famous for playing Dracula. Why can't I remember him? It's a World War II veteran as well. Why can't I remember his name now? It's completely blank. But it kind of looks like him. In a way. Anyways, let's go ahead and destroy these Austrians in a lovely little ambush. And here's the site of this deadly ambush. I've set up my guns right here, or at least the 12-pounders. They will pound the enemies straight into the hill here. Over on this side, I've got the howitzers ready to fire on this side with the cavalry to guard them. Then we've got the infantry, as you can see, around them over here. I've got the lights, supposed to go out and take control of the woods, and the hussars ready to close that gap. And then, you know, infantry all around. So we've got grenadiers, and then we've got infantry battalion, another infantry battalion, and then the elites over here. And with that, I'll just go ahead and select the cannons right off the start. Let's go ahead and start the battle.
A glorious victory, sir, is soon to be yours.
To start firing, and then I want these guys to march up over here. And these guys to march over here. And I want this force to start marching up here. And the lights to hurry up into this side. With the hussars coming in behind there. The grenadiers will continue to fire at them if they try to cross. There's a ridge going through right here. Okay, looks like the enemy cavalry is sallying forth to try and break encirclement. So I'll order the infantry quickly to hold right here. I'm going to form a square with the lights in the very last moment here. Easy to lose sight of the enemy cavalry when there's no banners over. This could be close if the cannons... No, the cannons are firing into here. I thought maybe the cannons would be firing into this. Oh, they're sending a lot of cavalry onto this square. The remaining light infantry should move something like this to make sure that we can support the square. Make sure that it does not falter. Are we shooting through our own cavalry, or is that... Yeah, we probably are. 2 of the cuirassiers will be ordered forward, as well as the rest. I think because of the way the howitzers fire in this mod, it probably was our fire that went through the... Oh, are they... These cavalry units actually fired. Interesting. I don't think I have... No, my dragoons can't fire from horseback. As soon as their cavalry will be sent off, I want the... a lot of the infantry seem to be going this way.
We have killed their general, sir.
There goes
now
their
they
general.
must break.
I want to push up pretty hard against the ridge. Oh, we're getting attacked over here. But they were forced back. Right, it's all their cavalry dealt with, because I would like to get my infantry up onto the ridge. Can't see anything because of the smoke. And the enemy's getting very close to the light infantry over here. I think we can drop the square at this point. And these 4 light infantry will move up. So we've got a single infantry unit here, plus the units over here, which means that I am not able to concentrate my howitzer fire as of yet onto the enemy stuck in the circle. But soon enough they'll be forced away. These guys pressed up against this little house as the smoke covers the field. Barely be able to tell who's who on this. The general's bodyguard are not sure how to be able to get out of this encirclement. Come on, break this one already. I wanna see if we can close the circle. With that, we got a battle report saying, you know, these guys are facing the wrong way. They seem to be firing the wrong way as well. I'll just order the Grenadier Brigade to move up through that. You can see Austrian troops slipping through here and there. Seems like they're actually slipping through towards this side more than anything. So I'll move the cavalry over to that side. Point blank range here, I will order the howitzers to just target the center of ground in there for now. Yeah, they are firing completely different direction here. Silly bastards. Didn't I order them to fire that? Oh yeah, because of the I guess because of the arc of the howitzers, the shots are landing here and actually probably going through a bit of my cavalry. Order them away. Right, that unit was forced away. And now I'm going to close the circle. And it might be good here actually to hold fire with the howitzers. We just fire. Oh, they are able to fire inside. A little bit. I'm going to order the cannons to stop firing as well. Looks like I should bring up the map. Right, we do have retreating troops all the way over here, but it's cavalry. Not to worry about that. We do have a unit all the way... Oh, there we go, victory. We have one unit somewhere here. Clearly it's not large, it's 5 men. Here's a unit. Actually, Grenadiers, get them. Infantry needs more points. They're slipping out through here. So, where the Hussars will hunt them down. And we'll make sure that no one makes it out of here. the entire Austrian force will be destroyed. 3,000 men surrounded and destroyed. And a wonderful start to the 14th video of this campaign. Here's the result of that ambush. We deployed 6,500 men against 3,300 of the enemy. We lost 375 men, while the enemy lost 3,100, leaving only about 100 men left on the enemy side. We have 6,000 men remaining. In terms of what we killed of our own, about 60 men, so it's not too bad. And yeah. There we go. Highest killer goes to actually the 2 light units of the guard, which is kind of interesting. So the Guard Fusilier Battalion killed close to 300, same with the Jaeger Battalion. Actually, the entire Guard Brigade killed the most of everyone who killed anything here. Also, some of the highest losses here, 59 men for the Life Guard, which is actually the highest loss of all the units. So it was more or less the Guard Brigade that did most of the killing for this battle. But there we have it, a successful ambush. Spain, of all nations, offer an alliance. Their demand is land drainage and abolishment of slavery plus a sum of money. And all they're willing to offer me is military guerrilla training. I would take it just to get a technology, but the thing is, I have so many universities right now, since I conquered all of most of Germany. That's so many that I could easily do that technology on my own, and the biggest reason why I wouldn't want to ally with the Spanish is because they are at war with the United Kingdom. And the last thing I would want to do is jeopardize my trade navy by angering the Royal Navy. So, no thank you, Spain. You'll have to find other allies. Here's another odd diplomatic inquiry. They demand trade unions and that I break my trade agreement with the Belgians in exchange for 1,000. I'd probably make 1,000 per turn from trading with the Belgians. So this is yet another one of those agreement which is shit. They're really strapped on cash, I noticed. Meager. But the power is moderate. Anyways, I'm not interested. Power Loom! Yes! Another big thing that happened in the last episode was, of course, that I got nationalism, and that completely turned the riots among the workers in Stuttgart and completely around, as I was able to offload their worries not on me as a poor employer, but on foreigners, which are just existing. Right, Power Loom, bringing more mechanization and industry to our lands. Great. Terrain gained. A fair fight enables the army to lay ambush in any terrain. A fair fight? I think not. That's wonderful. I didn't know that was a trait. Huh. Some stuff I built. Oh, finally! Now the Italians decide to move forward. You have had all the time in the world to move forward, but now you decide to move forward. Right. But I am the one to claim it. We gain experience from shooting them down. I could demand surrender, that would be the nice thing to do. And I guess since we're handing it over to our Italian allies, maybe we shouldn't burn the town down before we take it, so... Or after or as we take it, so I guess we demand surrender. I can create a republic here. The Republic of Venice. However, we intended to give it to our allies, the Italians. So it would create a lot of trouble to make a completely... Or unless I decide to make my complete own a vassal state of Italy, and then just decide to roll over the other Italian, which I'm currently allied with, just to create my own state. But that's too much of a project right now, so we're just gonna go ahead and claim it. Wonderful. Right, and immediately upon claiming it, we will hand it over to the Italians. It's a pretty good province. It's got a port, it's got a big 3-slot town, and it's got a gold mine. That's pretty good. The thing though is I want to push further, because my goal is actually to attack Zagreb and take that, just so I can burn their dockyard. So while I should be heading this way, so I can be picked up by the Navy and attack Corsica, I am instead going to continue on here. Obviously, I can't really be picked up now, since I'm not sure the Austrian Navy is ready to be destroyed. So I'm staying on our side of the territory. Good. Let's go ahead and do some trading then. What could I possibly gain from the Italians? Do they have technology? They have local theater. Measure of repression. Yeah, wonderfully shown there by a pistol against someone's head. Carronades. There's not a lot of this. Diplomatic mission, I guess. I would demand diplomatic mission. Actually, you know what? We'll start with demanding all of this in exchange for Venice. I think that's a fair deal. I would say this is a fair deal. What do you say, Italy? And they agree. Why did my army have to retreat because of that? Where did it retreat? Oh, they put me here? Don't I have right to move through Italy? No, I don't. Ah, merde. Why did they say that in French? What's merde in the equivalent to that in Italian? Mamma mia! I need to move back around. Ah, this is gonna take awful long time. Why did it put me in the middle of bloody woods? I'm quite surprised. The AI is usually really stingy. They like, what you gonna give me? 6 regions, 10 technologies, and 10,000 cash, and all you want from me is military access? Military access they're pretty good at giving out, but usually they want a lot more from you than what you give them. And also now, the bad thing is, now I'm not there to protect Venice. God damn it. I should have thought about that first. Right, I guess we'll do more on the naval side then. I want to push forward to the bridge here. Because this army is, we're going to imagine the war continuing here. So this army will actually push further to get to Hungary. And possibly take that. And possibly I could extend further. Maybe we'll, I don't know, maybe you can get Serbia in as a state here against the Ottomans for the Ottomans' crime of declaring war on me. Anyways, we're continuing to tighten the news around Vienna, forcing them to concede as much of everything. Now I'm just kind of honestly here, we're just, at this point, we're just being mean to the Austrians. The Austrians, of course, submitted to us right at the start by not even declaring war in defense of their German allies. The German allies? Sounds like the Austrians aren't German. Figure out some technologies here. I can go ahead and do morphine, that sounds fine. Get that, my workers hooked on that as well. Wonderful. Now, I would turn this around to Court of Justice, but at this point it might be good to already start to plan about the war with the French. There's a lot of French here on the border. Let's make sure that we are friendly with them. Yes. We're pretty friendly, although I think they need some China. How about this? Some fine China to you, France. You can never have enough of it. The border regions to turn in sort of military. But we're a little bit away from going on with that war, so we're continuing here against the Austrians. And there's no more moves to be made, except for by the Navy. And probably best to do those moves. Otherwise, the ships might run into each other. The military fleet can move really bloody fast. Compared to the trade fleet, which moves very slowly. I don't have any more ships, do I? No more troops to be moved around. And I mean, most of these new troops are pretty quick to be recruited, so I can set up what I need of that in the in-between episodes. So let's go ahead and end turn then, and see if we can't come to battle with the Austrian Navy. And given how long it will take me to march around here to actually get to Croatia and Zagreb, I don't think that's going to happen this episode. But it could be that I strike at Budapest. How's the Austrians doing overall at this point? They are rich and mighty. Rich and mighty is not very good compared to terrifying and spectacular. At this point, how's the prestige looking? Yes, I've overtaken the Ottomans, which is great. But the Russians are still far in the lead with 2,800 points compared to mine 3,773. Sweden's about to get more points than Britain. I don't know what's going on there. Right, let's go ahead and turn then. Would you look at that, I get another ambush. The few survivors that made it away from the last ambush apparently get ambushed again. How did they just get ambushed by 6,000 men? Right, we'll just out-resolve and get rid of that. What? I lost 600 men due to that? Holy sh... I don't know. That's for every one of those Austrians fought hard. For every one of them, they killed like 10 of us. Jesus Christ. Thrashing machine. I know someone that needs a thrashing. Also, I just realized we ambushed them, but they inflicted that kind of damage on me. How the crap does that work? Oh, they have nothing. How does that work? They are not interested in protecting that territory at all. This is actually completely unnecessary, but Grand Arsenal doesn't give me anything either, so I guess we continue building drill schools here. Also, I did notice this Austrian force is kind of running back and forwards in between this area. They keep burning this. What I think I'm gonna do is we'll send the cuirassiers down to protect the mines, and then I send the dragoons up to protect the banking house. And so now they're stuck, and eventually I'll figure out a way to kill them. We're right around taking this. I wonder if then we could might end this in a bloodless configuration, or a... Oh, he got assassinated, or he got found out and killed. Right, you need to make your way through the Bloody Mountains. I didn't know how I even got here. Takes forever to get around. I'm thinking maybe when I take Hungary, because that looks like that's going to be on the table, I'm going to trade Moravia and Hungary for Corsica. Maybe that's the deal how this war ends. And then I'll focus completely on preparing for my fight against the French. Let's see. Can I get... These are the 38 gun frigates. Trade ships. What was I gonna send them to? Trade ships, Ivory. We've got Ivory right there. And then the last trade ship moving through. Is that also gonna be sent to Ivory? Yeah, it's gonna be sent to Ivory, but the second spot of Ivory. Let's see then. We'll end the episode with a naval battle. Right, there we go. I've assembled my fleet. Let's go ahead and take out the Austrian one. So now I have low ships that are firing low guns. Right, so they have 4. I have 6. They have 2. I have 2. That commander though looks badass. Having one eye, an eye patch like that, is badass. Compared to this guy who has morning hair and a cheeky smile. Not really badass. And this guy also has a smashing mustache. And it looks like he wears a hussar type uniform. Wonderful. Couldn't get any better. Unfortunately though, I'm gonna have to sink the bastard. And with that, let's go ahead and have ourselves a naval battle.
glorious victory, sir, is soon to be yours.
The fighting went incredibly well. I was able to destroy them, and it was, I think, a large due to these smaller ships, which were able to actually hit the enemy's hull and explode them pretty rapidly. Apparently 2 of their ships were only lost, 4 apparently remaining, which I don't know how that worked. Those 2 lost were the ones that exploded. So maybe what I should have done is I should have waited till all of their ships exploded, or I should have continued to manually fire on the ships that had surrendered and were burning. I'm hoping this doesn't mean that 4 of their ships are able to retreat. A single ship actually is able to retreat. Courageous Admiral will pursue and will run them aground. As much as I would like to out-resolve this, I feel like if I do, I stand to lose the entire fleet. Let's go ahead and play this one to make sure and sink the last of the Austrians. A single broadside from one of my smaller frigates and the battle was over. That's how easy it went. And not only do we get, what was it? Courageous Admiral, we get Aggressive Commander. So this Admiral is really something, isn't it? Right. That means that this area is cleared. It might be good to make sure by actually, now that I know how to fight these naval battles, to actually pursue into the Adriatic Sea and make sure that the Austrians stay there. Right, I'm gonna end turn once more because I feel like there's an out-resolve waiting for me to just claim all of Hungary. And so with that, let's go ahead and end turn. An opportunity for ambush! Last time it didn't go too well. But, I mean, we only lost 600 men. How bad could it go this time around? Really? We lost 600 men again! But this time more enemies died, so I guess that's a point for us. Let's make sure... Yeah, no units were destroyed, which is the important part. Opportunity to intercept. He no longer has the ability. I guess he can only ambush once per turn. We do actually have an Austrian army up here, but this is... We've done too much to actually try and fight these guys. So what I'll do is I'll let these 2 slip through and set up in Budapest. Spain again. This time they want the same. I think the lower the amount of money they want from me by about 600 or 500 or something like that. And they've changed the technology they're offering me. Now they're offering me that experimental cannon shot for my howitzers. Their wealth is meager. It's not going well for them, is it? I'm gonna refuse. Right, military access expires with the Bavarians. We have Dusty Librarian for a lot of people, and a very cunning general. 1+ command during ambushes enabled to... Oh yeah, that was what he's already had that. Now they actually managed to amass quite a bit of troops in here. Clearly a little bit more than an out-to-resolve. So I guess we'll leave it at that for right now. Also, I did note that the Russians need to figure out, given that they have so much technology, why don't the Russians use nationalism to stem the tide of whatever kind of rebels are fighting all over their country? Oh, now this area fell again to the rebels, but they took this. They're running around the country with their rebels. Maybe I should send some troops to aid them. Who knows? Because or I mean, it's better than the Russians are just doing nothing, running around in circles up there. Right, and we did really well with the naval and stuff. I won't be able to do much in between episodes, and we've already done a long one as it is, so I should probably end it right here. But for the next one, looks like we will be fighting in Budapest, and hopefully I can reroute this army to actually attack Zagreb and take that and kind of surround and isolate Vienna, force them to surrender, and I might not even need to send a naval force out to the island. Instead, I will just need to claim it in a peace deal. Hopefully, we'll be able to do this before winter comes. It's now early October, so I think by the next episode, hopefully. Well, the reason why I would want to wait until the point when I'm able to capture Croatia is I want to destroy the naval port and, you know, build something else and then give it back to them, and hopefully they'll keep it as a naval port, and I won't be seeing any of their you know, military ships at all in the Mediterranean, which would keep me safe for longer than just being at peace with them. I'm hoping also that bloody Italians, they repaired this, so that's great, but I would like them to actually build some troops to actually hold the place. That would be nice. Right, but with that said, we did pretty well this episode, I'd say, and so, as always, hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye!